mirroring each other for the lead at Daytona. Austin Cindric to the inside. Chris Buescher to the outside. Drafting help stacked up at their back doors. 3 laps to go. It's Buescher leading by 4 1/1000ths of a second back to the corner.
Anybody's ball game as they enter turn number 1. Still side by side and just inches apart. Cindric on the bottom. Drifts up only about a foot. Buescher to the outside will crowd him.
Nobody stepping out of line from the front of the field all the way to the back. 18 cars grouped right together, and it's led by Austin Cindric by a mere inch or 2 from Chris Buescher, who leads the outside lane.
Cindric with a half a car length advantage this time into the corner, but here comes Chris Buescher on the outside lane. He's got Corey LaJoie shoving him for all he's worth.
Down to the line, 2 laps to go now in race number 2. Still double wide. Anthony Alfredo's in that outside lane, and here he goes. He's going to go to the outside and force things 3 wide. Problem is, Dave, nobody at the moment is going with him.
Anthony Alfredo, Mr. Lonely in that 3 wide outside lane. He had some momentum. Now it's gone. He will plummet to the back of the pack. He gave it all he had, but he's going to have to regroup and try again.
And with only a lap and a half to go, not a lot of time to regroup for Anthony Alfredo, who lost all of his momentum and now is just trying to hang on to the lead lap as Cindric leads in turn 3.
And that move by Alfredo disrupted the outside lane's momentum. Now it is Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, and Noah Gragson firmly 1, 2, 3 on the bottom of the racetrack.
Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, 1 and 2 coming into the tri-oval. Here comes a 3 wide line breaking out. It's Chris Buescher. He'll take Corey LaJoie with him. White flag is in the air. Less than 1 lap remains to decide who will win the second duel race tonight at Daytona.
Storming their way into turn number 1. The front 3 now are single file. Buescher is back into a side-by-side battle for 4th with Denny Hamlin. They're led by Austin Cindric.
Chris Buescher leads the outside lane, but he is 4th on the racetrack. Top 3 are on the bottom. Austin Cindric, the race leader. Outside lane gets some momentum. Here they come. Chris Buescher with a big shove toward the front of the field.
Austin Cindric downstairs. Eric Jones now pokes out to the outside. It's Jones and Cindric side by side for the win, all 4.
Wheel to wheel back to the line. Here they come, and they're crashing behind them. Shane Van Gisbergen is in it. A big crash. Checkered flag is in the air. To the line. Photo finish, and Eric Jones is going to win dual race number 2 by 4 1/1000ths of a second. Eric Jones takes the number 43 back to victory lane at Daytona. The last time that car won here at Daytona in a dual race, 1977 with the King, Richard Petty. Eric Jones wins it. Austin Cindric 2nd, Chris Buescher 3rd, Denny Hamlin 4th, and Joey Logano was 5th. Let's go to Alan Cavana.
Hugs all around down here in the 01 pit box. Crew chief Jerry Kelly, he said, I hope I gave you what you needed. You did. You're in the Daytona 500. How's it feel?
It feels great. A lot of nerves there, man. You always wait for whatever's going to happen next. You know how it is. You know, you just never know what's going to happen, and you're just waiting for the worst thing to happen, and it didn't. So we're in. Corey did a great job.
How much change on that pit stop in the sequence to get you out front in that group?
I mean, that was everything, right? We practiced it during the week at the shop with our fueler and Corey, and we did it just like practice. So that's why you do it, right?
Just like they drew it up, that's why you do it, to get in the Daytona 500. Corey LaJoie back in the big show, guys.
Corey LaJoie has raced his way into the Daytona 500. At the very end of this race, we will tell you that the race finish is under review by NASCAR. But basically, Alex, Eric Jones beat Austin Cindric to the line by about a foot. However, the caution lights were on before the leaders got to the start-finish line. That's why we're going to wait to see how this is ruled. But right now, our attention is turning to our right, where a handful of drivers are climbing from their vehicles. Drivers that include Shane Van Gisbergen, Cole Custer, Anthony Alfredo, Kyle Larson, Cody Ware, Noah Gragson, and there could be a couple of more drivers that were basically collected in the tri-oval just as they passed pit entry, coming to the checkered flag.
It was wild coming up off of turn number 4, where the car lightens up off the 31 degrees of banking, and they hit the flat part in the short straightaway, and everybody just trying to push and shove to get all they can get, because this will be where you start the Daytona 500. How you finish here sets the outside row. So, you know, that's part of it. The downside is, Rusty, you're going to tear up some race cars out here. And unfortunately, there's a lot of torn up race cars in this wet ball field.
Yeah, and I hate to see that too, because they had a really good race going on. This second race was just wonderful, but man, it happened. That's racing. That's Daytona. That's Talladega. That's the super speedways. It happens.
It's amazing to watch how things can break loose so quickly here at Daytona. Right now, Eric Jones is sitting on the racetrack with that legendary 43 pointed towards the turn 4, and however, the finish is still under review, so we've not gotten the official word yet here at Daytona to see who won the second duel race. We're seeing teammates Austin Cindric and Joey Logano having a conversation. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of conversations had in the aftermath of this one tonight.
Yeah, there is, because to your point, and we'll go back and describe it again, even though Eric Jones got to the line by about a foot in front of Austin Cindric, the problem is with the crash happening behind them, about 100 feet from the finish line, the caution came out. So the field freezes automatically, and I got to tell you, it's awfully close. Austin Cindric was right there beside Eric Jones when the caution came out. So this one is certainly going to come down to it. Literally, I got to tell you, less than 100 feet from the finish line.
And right now, to our left, NASCAR officials are going frame by frame in a meticulous fashion, reviewing this to make sure they get it right, and they have paired up the video with the caution light and when they came on, and they will make a determination about who wins this race. But, Alex, it was breathtakingly close. When you're 200 miles an hour coming to the start-finish line and something like that happens, it is at the narrowest of margins, and Austin Cindric has won it. Austin Cindric wins the second race here at Daytona International Speedway. Eric Jones will finish second tonight, and Austin Cindric not only will start on the outside of the front row, but he has won the second duel race here at the World Center of Racing. Eric Jones was sitting on the start-finish line thinking he had won, but after they went to the videotape, indeed it was Austin Cindric leading when the caution flag came out.
Yeah, that is certainly disappointing for Eric Jones, and he's got to climb back inside his race car. The fans were celebrating with him down here as they were just waiting for NASCAR to go ahead and make it official. They have, and have reversed it. Now Austin Cindric, who's on the pit lane, is going to be declared the winner here. Eric Jones is going to be declared second place here after duel race number 2.
Well, we've had quite the night of racing here at the World Center of Racing. Haven't we, Rusty? This is something, man. I'll tell you.
We've had a great night. When that caution flag came out, I was able to look at one of the replay screens here just now. It looks like he won that race by about 2 foot. He was just a little bit ahead of that 43 car when that caution flag came out. So Austin Cindric wins it, had a great car all throughout the night, and he's going to start in a great position for the Daytona 500.
It was a fantastic finish and a great race. 2 great races to wrap up here tonight at the World Center of Racing, Mike.
Here's a look at the top 10 and who will score points, presented by Powerball. The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back. Start your entries for the chance to win $1 million at NASCAR Championship Weekend. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR.
Austin Cindric declared the winner. Eric Jones second. Chris Buescher third. Denny Hamlin fourth. Joey Logano was fifth. Corey LaJoie races his way into the Daytona 500 by finishing sixth. Todd Gilliland was seventh. Ryan Blaney eighth. John Hunter Nemechek ninth. And Christopher Bell finished in 10th.